Hey Danica,
Hey, Josephine.
what's up?
Well, so I got a turtle yesterday, and his name is Squirt.
No way.
Yep, pretty cute.
Uh-huh.
But I've been having a few questions about turtles. It just got me curious.
Really? 'Cause I just did a marine bio project on turtles, so what's up?
My first question is, have you ever thought about how big turtles can get?
It's funny you asked that because the turtle that I researched was the leatherback sea turtle. And the leatherback is the largest turtle and largest living reptile in the world. Mature males and females can be as long as 6.5 feet long, 2 meters, and can weigh up to a ton, 2,000 pounds. The leatherback is the only sea turtle that lacks a hard, bony shell. A leatherback's carapace is approximately 1.5 inches thick and consists of leathery, oil-saturated connective tissue overlaying loosely interlocking dermal bones. The carapace has 7 longitudinal ridges and tapers to a blunt point. Adult leatherbacks are primarily black and with a pinkish-white spotting on the top of their head. The front flippers lack claws and scales that are proportionally longer than in other sea turtles. Back flippers are paddle-shaped. The ridges carapace are long flippers are characteristics that make the leatherback uniquely equipped for long-distance and for foraging migrations.
Dang, that's pretty big.
That's really big.
That's like as big as me.
That's bigger than you.
But where can you find those kind of turtles? Because I've never seen them in San Francisco.
Well, they're not off of our seawaters, but leatherback turtle nesting grounds are located around the world, with the largest remaining nesting assemblies found on the coast of northern South America and West Africa. The U.S. Caribbean, primarily Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Islands, and southeast Florida support minor nesting colonies, but represent the most significant nesting activity within the United States.
So I can never find one here.
No, but if you were to find one here, they would probably look like this.
That's big.
It's really big.
Dang. But how many of those kind of turtles exist?
Well, as of now, the population is endangered, so scientists don't really know how exactly many there are, but they have decreased. For example, the Pacific Ocean leatherback population is generally smaller in size than that in the Atlantic Ocean, because adult female leatherbacks frequently nest on different beaches. Nesting population estimates that trends are especially difficult to monitor. In the Pacific, the IUCN notes that most leatherback nesting populations have declined more than 80%. In other cases of the leatherback's range, observed declines in nesting populations are not as severe, and some population trends are increasing or stable. Luckily, in the Atlantic, available information indicates that the largest leatherback nesting population occurs in the French Guiana, but trends are very unclear. Yes, they are decreasing in population, and in some areas are stable.
So, since they're endangered, what happened? Was it because of people? Are they hunting them, or are they just dying out?
Well, threats include to the leatherback turtles on both nesting beaches and in the marine environment. The greatest causes of decline and the continuing primary threats to the leatherback worldwide are long-term harvest and incidental capture in fishing gear. For example, a picture like this. You can see that the turtle was caught in a fishing gear, but it wasn't meant for the turtle, it was meant to catch fishes.
So, when people go out to fish and they accidentally get a turtle, would they even put it back, or?
Well, by then the turtle has either been suffocated to death or they merely don't care. Many fisheries just care whether they catch. If they do catch turtles or any other animals, it doesn't matter whether they're dead or not. They do get rid of them and they put them back into the ocean. But sometimes people accidentally harvest eggs and adults in nesting beaches, while juveniles and adults are also harvested on feeding grounds. Incidental capture primarily occurs in gill nets, but also in trawls, traps, and pots, long lines, and dredges. Together, these threats are serious ongoing sources of mortality that adversely affect the species' recovery. On beaches, for example, this one leatherback sea turtle was washed up, and as you can see in the picture, the shell was removed after death.
Yes. That's intense. I don't get why people can get can make a species endangered?
Well, because the species is in danger, there are conservation efforts. Of these include because the leatherback is a highly pelagic animal and they make long migrations, they come into contact with people of many other nations. Therefore, conservation efforts for the leatherback population in one country may be jeopardized by activities in another. Protecting leatherback turtles on U.S. nesting ground beaches and in the U.S. waters alone is not sufficient enough because it requires a worldwide effort.
So you're saying that us citizens can actually help the leatherback sea turtles?
We can, but since they're not populated on our beach waters or in our sea waters, there isn't necessarily things that citizens can do. But the best thing we can do is be aware of how dire the situation is, and to be aware of any other, just informing ourselves generally. For example, if you knew about an international treaties and agreements as well as national laws, just the information, passing on that information could be increasingly helpful to the population.
Well, thanks for all the info, and I'll definitely keep that in mind.
No problem. If you're ever curious, you can go online and research anything else you're wondering about.
Alright, now I'm gonna go home and go take care of Squirt.
Go
Thanks!
You're welcome.